Okay, how did everybody do? If you came up with something that was kind of like this, or maybe not quite that busy, but something like that, thinking about being on top of the skyscraper, or even something a little bit more graphic like this, more with lines from your ruler straight edges. That's the idea of a bird's eye view, where everything meets in the center. And in these cases, you erase the very middle so that you have the ground, the bottom ground. All right. The second type of perspective we're going to talk about is landscape. And landscape is just what it sounds like. We are going to draw a picture of something in the distance from, standing here looking out towards the distance, towards the horizon. So the first thing you'll need to do is to draw a horizon line. So draw a line more or less straight across your page. And then locate a vanishing point someplace in the middle. Write that on there with a pencil very lightly. And you can use your ruler again, because what we're going to do first is we are going to draw that long, lonely road we talked about as our example earlier today. So we're going to draw a line from the vanishing point to the front edge of the paper. And then on the other side, the same. So we're basically making a triangle. That's going to be our long, lonely road. And then in the middle of that space, so you kind of figure out where the middle is, connect the vanishing point to the middle of the bottom edge of the paper. And what we're going to do is we're going to make lines as if they're the dotted line on a highway. And think about what happens as things get further away. They get further away, they get smaller. And you're going to elaborate on this when you do your own drawing. But I want you to think about how when you're driving down the road and you're looking out over the horizon, you're looking in the distance, things get smaller as they get further away. Or they get bigger as they get closer. So let's pretend we have a house. Let's draw our rectangle. Here's our rectangle. All right, this is going to be a little cute house by the side of the road. Just a basic shape, a rectangle with a triangle on top. What we need to do, because we have a one-point perspective, is that the peak of that line of the house, the roof line, is going to meet up with the vanishing point. So ever so lightly, draw a line from the vanishing point to the peak of the roof. Ever so lightly, draw a line from the vanishing point to the corner of the roof in the house. Ever so lightly, draw a line from the vanishing point to the front edge of that house. Now, all those lines meet at the vanishing point, just like the lines of the highway do. But our house is not going to be miles and miles long. Our house is just going to be a little house. So with our ruler, or our straight edge, we are going to just firm up those edges of the roof line. And these are going to have basically the same parallel as the roof. The back line is going to have the same parallel line as the front. So let's draw a line there. And then from here, where our roof line meets the top of the house wall, we are going to draw that up and down. So we're going to draw a vertical line. Now you can take an eraser, back of your pencil, or if you have a regular eraser, and you can erase those perspective lines. Keep the ones for the road, because that road's going to go on and on and on. But our house now is going to have the same perspective as the highway. You might want to turn that into a barn. You could draw another house just like it. You could draw a shed just like it. In any case, that's our cute little house And remember, the lines should run parallel. If you're going to do windows, they would also have the same vanishing point. And the front is going to be more rectangular. And maybe shade this a little bit. Okay. All right, there's our adorable house. We were going to have a fence on this side. There's a lot of cattle over there on this side, the road, in the field. Our fence line is going to meet at the vanishing point the same, because this is 1 point perspective. Our vanishing point and our front edge are going to determine our picket fence, or maybe it's going to be a split rail fence, whatever kind of fence you want to have. It's going to keep that cattle in. So I just drew another line, and then I want you to think about how would those lines go. So I'm just going to have the fence line, and again, these lines are going to get closer together and shorter as they get further away. And you can do your fence however you want. A lot of fences would maybe have 2 rails. So you can draw another rail. And again, start at the vanishing point. And those lines and spaces get bigger as you get closer. So that's a really basic design of a highway and a house and a fence. What I would like you to do now is to take your second piece of paper, and if you've drawn this sketch on there, perfect, flip it over, and I'd like you to draw a landscape picture with 1 point perspective and have all of your lines either actually touching the vanishing point or leading towards the vanishing point, and you're going to create a landscape that includes a house and a fence and a road, all right? And you can have other things in there. I'd love for you to have other things in there. Maybe, like we said, this is going to turn into a barn. You can have cattle. You could have chickens over there. You could have another picket fence. You could have double lines, whatever you'd like to draw. But I'd like you to use this sort of landscape plan with a horizon line and then all the perspectives meeting at that single vanishing point. Okay? Shut off the video and go to work.